So we have none other than Fakhar Alam with us, who's just gotten the much coveted Dubai's golden visa. So Assalamu alaikum, Fakhar. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam.
So Fakhar, tell us about the journey of you coming from Pakistan, achieving so much in Pakistan, and now in the UAE with this great achievement that you have.
Yeah. Well, my journey starts and ages back to 2004. That's the first time that I came here and I bought a place here and decided that this is where I'd like to live.
Yeah.
I'd been coming to the United Arab Emirates from my childhood with my parents and all that, and I'd seen from the time when Burj Dubai was the furthest part out, and the Trade Center was the iconic building only. And so the UAE journey has been very special. The Dubai journey has been really remarkable.
Yes.
So in 2004, that when I arrived here, I thought, this is going to be home. This is close to Pakistan. It's not too far away. But I felt that this place offers a lot of opportunity, a lot of global access. And so I decided to make Dubai home.
You talk about global access, and you're an artist and you're also an entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey, because Dubai is a big hub for startups. It's a big hub for techpreneurs now, especially in this given age. And post-pandemic era, there's been even a bigger boost in new and innovative technologies. And you've been sort of traversing the world in not just a plane, but in also technology. You've been looking into startups. So tell us about how conducive the environment is. How did you find it? And what advice would you give to people who are like you, wanting to make Dubai their home or UAE their home?
So the United Arab Emirates offers a great platform for any entrepreneur. And it doesn't matter what line of work you are in. Of course, certain businesses would have more advantages compared to other ones. But this is just such a competitive and a conducive environment that any entrepreneur, any spirit that wants to get engaged in the act of doing business, risk-taking, exploring new possibilities, embracing innovation, understanding the future, Dubai is the perfect place. It's like an incubator, a global incubator, to give you an opportunity to do the experiments that you want to do. If you can see how United Arab Emirates and Dubai in specific, how it has embraced future, how the UAE has evolved and embraced future and taking steps to move into the future at lightning speed. For example, introducing the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence. For example, putting their astronauts in space. So Dubai and UAE on the whole is a very progressive environment, atmosphere. It gives you all the opportunities that you need. So as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, as a startup guy, as somebody who wants to anything, logistics, tech, anything that you choose, this is a great place because you have the ecosystem, you have the support, you have the policy frameworks, you have the regulations, and if the regulations are not there, they are going to catch up really fast with it. So you know that your investment is secure. You know that they're going to come across, they'll do the right decision making and take the right steps in making sure that you flourish here as an entrepreneur. And then of course the global access, the connectivity that Dubai offers, being located in the center of the planet. And then having these two fantastic airlines that connect the entire world with you. Of course, pre-COVID, it was a different world.
Yeah.
But I'm referring to that. And even now, whenever the world comes back online, this will all go back to hopefully the same way as it was in the past.
Yeah.
But having two fantastic airlines, Emirates and Etihad, connecting the entire globe, and you could literally walk to the airport, look at the flight schedule and choose on getting, okay, I need to go here. Here's a flight to Europe, so this is where I want to be. And you can get on a plane. So these are things that give you a lot. And then the infrastructure, the roads, the bridges, the local transport, the facilities, all of that adds up to giving you an environment where you can excel, you can compete. All you have to do is show up, work really hard, because that's key, irrespective of where you are, and make sure that you follow the rules, the regulations, the law, and success is bound to come to you in a place like UAE.
That's great. You mentioned something about UAE being a global incubator. I think it's a fantastic term. But a lot of people say, okay, for that we need to be inclusive. UAE has been very inclusive. What do you have to say about the different kind of nationalities and culture? Because you're an artist. So, and as an artist, you do look for that kind of, and a lot of people think, hey, what do we do when it comes to making movies or making original content? Because that is also a big part of how the world is now shaping up. We're consuming a lot of digital content. So you're also somebody who's keyed into that, and you're making a lot of original movies and you're making a lot of original content. So how do you look at that part of UAE?
So Mahwash, great point that you bring up. So where this is a global incubator for startups and for businesses and innovation and technology, this is also a great, perfect, what would be the right word, a multicultural cuisine dish.
Yeah.
Here you have a big pot that has all the ingredients that come from all over the world.
Yeah.
So you've got, 120 plus nationalities coexisting together. Mind you, we're coexisting. Whatever history that we might be carrying against each other or, not agreeing with somebody or something, that all is neutralized. So it's a place where 120 plus nationalities coexist. Why is that? And they all come together. They collaborate.
Yeah.
I meet so many content creators from all parts of the world, from the Arab world, from India, from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh, from UK, from Canada.
Yeah.
And they've got some great ideas and all that and everything. So this place, Dubai and the United Arab Emirates, gives you a perfect place to bring all those cultures, bring all those thoughts together, collaborate to create really great pieces of art and culture and literature. So this, again, Dubai, UAE, sets up the stage perfectly for people to come from diverse backgrounds and come together, not come across each other, not come head to head with each other, not come face to face with each other. No, it's about people coming together. And that's again another great thing that I think we should credit the leadership of the United Arab Emirates for making their policies and their approach to these things, making sure that everybody gets a fair chance here and that everybody respects each other and that everybody coexists together.
Absolutely. Wrapping up, Fakhar, what do you look at in the future? Because now it's a very unprecedented time. A lot of thought leaders are wondering what the future is going to look like, whether it's economy or whether it's business or whether it's, like you said, content or how people will interact. And airlines taking a massive hit. So all of these things are there. These are some dark questions that are hovering through our heads. But UAE in this time has also started giving this opportunity to people like golden visas and all of these things. What do you foresee in the future for UAE's social fabric and for Pakistanis like yourself, budding artists such as yourself, not budding, but the younger ones. I mean, you've already, you've already established yourself, but there are a lot of young artists who want to come and make UAE their home. So how do you see the future?
So again, from the UAE perspective, from the Dubai perspective, the future is very promising.
Yeah.
And look, the right decisions at the right time, the right policy framework at the right time, some difficult decisions at times, some decisions that not everybody would agree with, but making those decisions in the best interest of the citizens and the residents of the United Arab Emirates will make sure that the UAE has a great future. And I see that, look, we went through the lockdown. We've gone through this entire pandemic. We have bounced back from this pandemic.
Yes.
We've seen how the economy in the United Arab Emirates, we saw, it was halted. The entire world economy had halted, not just the UAE.
Yeah.
But for us to come back from there, for our restaurants to be open, our malls to be open, our public spaces to be open, of course, we have to follow protocols. We have to sit far away from each other. We have to make sure you're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated, and everybody in this room is vaccinated. And only then can we remove our masks and still maintain our social distance. When we follow all these things, and they're set out by the government, and then they're implemented by them, make sure that everybody is following it, it sets you apart. It makes you a place which has better chances of doing better things and getting ahead in the game. In terms of business, I have seen how initially schools went online, how so many parents chose to not send their kids back to school, kept doing online while some kids went into school. I've seen how banking, how the Dubai courts were functioning online. They said, what, we're not going to, because of the pandemic, they were working, but they were working. There were no, unrealistic delays. There were delays, but they were because, things were being done online. Everybody was trying to get around it. So all these good governance things, all these right decisions, they help a country, a city, a community excel. So I see the future for Dubai, again, for young entrepreneurs, artists, cultural icons, writers, finance people, fashion designers, everybody to have a great future in the United Arab Emirates. The world is going to be different. It won't be the same. We all know that. But again, I think whatever the world is going to shape up like, UAE is going to be one of the leaders there.
I'm very, very sure of that as well. I think that UAE has emerged as a very powerful country and in such short time. I mean, it's a very young country. Just wrapping up, congratulations, of course. I think we missed that. Congratulations on the golden visa. What has been the reaction like?
The reaction has been phenomenal. I have been, receiving messages from Pakistan, from the Pakistani community, from my social media family, and from the UAE. So many Emiratis that I don't know that have started following me on social platforms have been messaging me saying, congratulations, you're one of us. And that inclusiveness that you were talking about, I mean, you feel like part of this place the more. And with the golden visa, I think, all of a sudden you start thinking long term now, because a lot of people would think, but after 3 years, who knows? But now that I know that, we're here for, definitely for the 10 years, you start planning for longer term things, and I'm really, really very excited, very happy. I'm deeply honored and very grateful to the government of UAE for recognizing my entire body of work and finding me worthy enough to, say, hey, you know what, here is a golden visa for you. And that too gratis, so it's really special.
Thank you so much, Fakhar.
Thank you.
All the best to you, and all the best to all the efforts that you're going to put in to make Pakistan proud and to make UAE proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.